let's make some hot wings. Can you see me there? Alright. Frank's Red Hot Crisco. Frozen chicken wings. Stick butter. High side medium saucepan. So alright, spoonful of Crisco, small water, a spoonful, about that much. Yeah, if I put this much in there, I have a dozen wings there. We put that on everything. Oh yeah, a little bit in there. Try like half and half of the butter. Get Crisco mountain in there. Put the wings right in. The wings are done. It's time for some stories, I think. It's been a while since we've been down here. I tell you what, it's all organized. Got the sage still here, that's still here, so I'm gonna sit here and tell you a few stories. Right, so the first story I've been thinking of and trying to write was the one where I took some swimming lessons. Basically, I had a crush in school, and I went to some swimming lessons that had nothing to do with school. And pretty much my crush ended up being in the same swimming class as me, which I had some experience swimming, and she had no experience at all and was kind of scared of water. So I ended up being in the class, teaching my crush how to swim. And we ended up being best friends, and we basically lived our lives together and lived happily, ever after. So anyway, that's the first story I have to know. Okay, now the second story that I was working on. Basically, I had a crush for like 15 years, and suddenly one day she showed up at my door to live with me because basically she lost everything and just had to go somewhere and end up coming to live with me. So anyway, me and my crush would bike around the neighborhood, walk around, and one day when we were walking together, I was doing the bullies, and these bullies decided to hit my crush with their car. And basically, she ended up paralyzed, and every time we walked out there together, I would pull her around in a wagon. And people would laugh, and it would just be like, how I deal with my autism now, it's just, I don't really let it bother me, but it's there. Things like that. Basically, I'd pull my crush around the wagon, and we'd take her walk every day, and that's how it would go. And we basically lived like that forever. That's crunches are supposed to work. Well, why would you keep your tire to wipe your hands with grease? Alright, the third and next story goes. Basically, I never left home, and I had a crush, or should I say, person I lived with, a significant other, and we took our first trip to a different country. And it would be to the Amazon, and basically we were on a boat, and it was a hot day, and people on the boat decided to take a swim. Anyhow, my crush decided to swim out way farther than anybody else, and pretty much everybody else in the boat was drunk and not paying attention. All of a sudden, I see my crush swimming frantically back towards the boat, and I look and see a massive anaconda following her, trying to bite her. No one sees us but me, and all of a sudden I start crying and screaming in panic. And we run down there, and we yank my crush out of the water and save her life, and basically I'm in tears until hysterical, and I just hug her and I can't let her go. And pretty much the whole trip was miserable and ruined, and we went straight back home after that. And basically we were fine, and that's just how that trip went. I have like this reference sheet, it's like 4 sentences on it, so that's what we're going on for. I mean, the stories are written upstairs. I'm buying stuff for her. Okay, well, I tell you what, that is restaurant quality there, geez. Alright. The fourth and final story we're going to cover tonight is pretty much, I went to college, which, you know, these are all fictional stories, none of this is true. Anyway, I was in college. I had a girlfriend. One day, she was going to be a newscaster. And basically, she showed up in the background of one of the live videos and basically cost the kids a contest to win. Everybody was ticked off at her, and they started to riot. And they were trying to go after my girlfriend in retaliation. And pretty much, I ran out there, I got my girlfriend, I ran her back to my dorm room, and I hid her in my dorm room. I mean, she's scared to death. I mean, she's just sleeping in my dorm room with me, hiding with me for the rest of the week. And then my parents came and got us, and pretty much we never went back to school like that again, and I lived happily ever after I got home. I mean, I don't know how else I can say that. I mean, that's about as good as I can say. Make some stuff up off the top of my head. I'll tell you what, I'm exhausted, I'm autistic, I don't know what else to do. I mean, that's about the best I can do. And I have good news, trash day's done for today, so. I saw all the plastic chairs and everything I need to out there, so we're done for today. Let's just finish off with my dessert. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed tonight's story. I hate those bits of fat. I hate those fatty pieces of wings, they're so chewy. tell you what, the texture just won't let you swallow those pieces of it. I tell you what, that's good stuff. I tell you what, we're gonna have to do this more often. I tell you what, we got quite a music collection right here. So it went from cassette tapes to CDs to digital music to iPods, and now I'm back to listening to FM radio every week. I tell you what, I mean, FM radio is good enough here in this area. I tell you what, we had a lot of good artists here in Pennsylvania. Pretty much all the good songs just stayed here. I mean, we got some really great stations out here in Pittsburgh. If you look up some of them online, you can probably find them. I mean, we got some very good stuff, KHB and all that. I really hate this piece of fat and chicken cheese. Alright, so I'll tell you what. Yeah, it's quite a night there in the basement there. I tell you, now that I got control of all the chairs, pretty much, I'm feeling a little bit better. I mean, let's take it off there from there. So I'm talking about the music collection here. Let's see, the Skyliners, that's a Pittsburgh band. America's Greatest Hits, The Who, Burton Cummings, the Buckinghams, the Stylistics, Best of the Rolling Stones, 40 Licks, Charlie Daniels, Hermits, Peter Noon, Art Garfunkel, Breakaway. He did a lot of those songs with the Captain and Tennille. We have Casey Kasem's Greatest Hits, 1970s, Top 40. I'm not sure what songs are around there. We got Gary Lewis and the Playboys. Who Wants to Buy This Diamond Ring? Super Hits of the 70s. We have Simon and Garfunkel, Billboard Top 10 Hits. We have Paul McCartney and Wingspan, Elton John, the Bee Gees, John Denver, The Moody Blues with Justin Hayward, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, the very best of Christopher Cross, sorry about that. There's no Grassroots, Kenny G, sorry. Culture Club with Boy George, Rock and Roll, Greatest Hits, Billboard Top 100, well, there's like 10 songs on there. The Doors, Jimmy Morrison, 20 classical favorites, Ricky Nelson. Let's see, Travel Man. Like Billboard Top 100 Hits, 1979. The Circle, Red Rubber Ball. We got the Rascals, Groovin'. Let's see, Billboard Top Pop Hits of 1963. Neil Diamond. The Police, Every Breath You Take. I'll tell you what, Synchronicity is the best song. Or, I'd say Canary in the Coal Mine's a good one there. The Beach Boys. Tears for Fears. The best of Simon & Garfunkel. That's like 3 Simon & Garfunkel albums in there. Seal. That's 1990s era. The Paul Simon Collection. Eric Clapton. The Mamas and the Papas, California Dreamin'. I did the flute part in that song's the best part. I believe it's the same guy that did that in the Nicolette Larson song too. Anyway, I tell you what. We're just like rambling on here. Hello. Yeah, I tell you what. We got some pretty serious skill. I'm not gonna lie. And you got that electric violin on the side. Look at that electric violin on the side over there. Oh, that's right, I forgot about this. Oh, I totally forgot about this thing. You can see the mechanical frets. Oh, look at those mechanical frets. I forgot about those things. I tell you what, I gotta get back into that project there. You see the bow and all that stuff on the ceiling there? And my stage, I tell you what. I was fortunate to have very good music and arts teachers in school. I tell you what, you're not going to learn this stuff in any art school. You have to be born with it. I mean, art is not something you can learn. You gotta be born with it. That crystal radio. Got the antennas up there. I mean, we got everything. Got a giant guitar pickup on the beam up there. Set. Wrapped wire. Yeah, let's just take a tour of these instruments real quick. Let's see, guitar. We got violin, violoncello. Got your brass and wound up here. We got a clarinet, trumpet, flute. Oh, I forget the name of that horn is. Some violins I made. Mandolin. I made that one. There's a recorder. Oh, I tell you what, those things there. Oh, jeez. That takes me back. Soprano recorder. Jeez. Hey, I tell you what, I learned a few things in the past. I'm not gonna lie, I mean, autism awareness. I tell you what, autism awareness, don't say you're supporting that, because most of you people don't even show that towards people like me, and I deal with that on a daily basis. I don't know what else to say about that. I tell you, we're not gonna go there right now. This is for fun. I got my whistles, keyboard, there's a bell there. I mean, we pretty much got everything you could ever imagine down here.